Yes, hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Back here in the hospital, waiting to get, more stuff in my arm and give my donations of blood for the medical research. And I got another one of these in from the lovely Social Security and Health Services Department, claiming that my claim has been denied again. And I'm sick of this harassment. I've been on this thing for 10 years now, trying to get into a disability. And I have physical problems because I'm intersex. And it's been really hindering my ability to do much. So, I gotta go down first to go see the congresswoman who is helping me with my case now. And, I'm sick of this harassment from the federal government and from the Social Security office because they just don't understand what a mutation that hinders my ability is or means. And second of all, I then got to go to the SSI to go make sure that this doesn't get me in more trouble. And so I'll be waiting there for a long time. Then I can finally go home. I'm still in pain from yesterday from the shot down below, but I'm doing quite well, I guess. Oh, hello again.
Hello.
How are you? No, that's my line.
Usual, how are you?
Usual, how are you? Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm still in pain, but that's another thing. But it's from a different type of pain. I went to the sword practice yesterday, even though it's big foam weapons, and I had someone take a full baseball swing with an 8-foot pole arm, and it went straight to my groin, and I was down for about 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, that was fun.
That was a mistake on their part.
Yeah, they weren't one. They were kind of upset.
Oh.
I'm a bit.
And what is this training for or practice for?
Oh, this is just a for fun war game.
Oh, okay.
Where everything is as safe as it can possibly be, but some people, they take things a little too much, especially the men.
Yeah.
We can't have those kind of people on our war field. Oh, I'm going to show them. Yeah, that kind of crap. What can you do? Thank you. Nothing like being here in downtown Seattle. You got the model rails up top. You got the cars everywhere, and there's trees. There's actually trees on almost every little block corner inside of the middle of a city. Something I'm not even used to while traveling around. Anywho, I have to head out. I'm going to go see my congresswoman. Can't really say who she is right now, but because she's actually helping me on my case. She used to be a lawyer, or at least some of her aides are too. So, yay! Anyway, see you when I get there. Here I am. I love this building because it's still old and nice and decorative. Take a look. It has that nice smell of like old wood because everything is like wood panels, and you have the interesting lit skylights that were famous. Even the old elevators here. They even still have the old mail chutes. Nice old buildings. Okay. If I remember right, Anyways, when I get in there, I'll let you know. So, we have a bit of a problem and an issue. My lawyer didn't do what they were supposed to, did not file the stuff. So once again, my stuff has been denied once more. Now I'm having to get more people involved. I've been working on this case for 10 years to get on proper disability in the States, and they still refuse to just acknowledge any of the stuff I have. They're being so belligerent. So I gotta come back at 1:30. So I guess right now I'm gonna go find some lunch and eat, and then back here and more of talking with lawyers and congresswoman woman aides and this and that. Anyways, see you later. Oh, here we are, Pike's Market. Best place to find some stuff to munch on for a lunch, a snack. I already got some fruit from one of my favorite fruit stands. And now, just gonna go walk out here and go out so I can get a nice view of the bay. And sit down and eat. Anyways, you'll see some of it. Bye-bye. Alright, here we are, going out of here. I'm gonna walk over here to the edge. I just want to show you what the lovely bay looks like out here. It's actually really beautiful. So, anyway, take a look. The water is like glass. It's so calm. And actually it's not really that cold. Everybody's in jackets, but who knows. Anyways, I got me some lunch. I'm gonna come sit out here and I'm going to munch away and enjoy the view. Then I gotta be back over there at the Congresswoman's office to talk about what's the next processes because my lawyer messed up. Anyways, see you a little bit later. Hey there. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. This is Mr. Unity, by the way.
Okay, now.
He's amazing.
Okay, now are you kind of separate group, right?
Uh-huh.
Now you got from
Oh, okay.
Right now you got here.
Uh-huh.
Now my room separate. Okay.
Yep, it's separate.
I tie together now.
Alright.
Very tight, right? Now my seat until and you hold for me. Now this is unity, right?
Unity.
Now this is a show. When I was 20 years, right now I am 77 years young.
77.
And I'm very happy. I do your donation to support the poor student in my small village of my country, Vietnam. Very happy.
Uh-huh.
I tie together 1, 2, 3 now.
And it's still big.
Unity.
It's unity. It's very nice. Very nice. No, you have a good one, okay?
Okay.
Oh, watch out. The girl just walked by and just ran straight into the sign while looking at me. It's nice when you can turn heads in that manner, huh? Anyways, that was Mr. Unity. He's actually doing this to get money that he sends to the school in his country. And I think it's really wonderful that he does that. He's been doing that for as long as I've been here. When I used to do my roller skating with the big fairy wings, he'd come all around and all. It's always fun. Anyways. Hi! Hello!
Can I grab you something?
No, I'm just looking.
Just window shopping?
Yeah, the usual. Thank you. I like Pike's Market. Reminds me so much of New Orleans. How everybody's here, there, and everywhere, shopping, doing their thing. But everybody's also is very friendly. Kind of something that, well, French Quarter is kind of lacking now. Now it's kind of been taken over by a bunch of white supremacist bastards. But here in Seattle, everything's just wonderful.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Oh, I would. Thank you. Yay! Chocolate. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. Hello again, everyone. I was kind of kidnapped. Catherine here picked me up. And look at her. She has this lovely, nice cloak.
This came
Making
from
me all jealous.
It came from Wales.
Now I'm even more jealous. Actually, clothing that has a decent quality.
Yes, it was woven and it has a beautiful lining.
I see that. Keeps you nice and warm. But also, she wanted me to come meet her friend,
Jean Byrne.
Jean Burns.
Here is Jean.
So I'm gonna put the camera here. Jean.
Hello.
Hello. So, I hear that you are 91.
Well,
Or-
I'm 90. I'll be 91 in about in November.
Ah,
What day in November? We have to celebrate your
I'm
birthday.
sorry. Oh, that'd be fun.
So what day in November?
That's 22nd.
Ah,
November 22nd in a month. Okay. Okay.
and that Catherine said that I need to meet this woman because she also does a lot of creative crafts and something that's very similar to how I do. Because you know how I make props and everything for playhouses and LARPs. Well,
That's a wonderful thing. I
And she-
was once a prop mistress at and all places, Grand Rapids, Michigan, at the theater company. But then, on the sad thing is, it was at the same time they were doing the Lark about Joan of Arc, you know, and I was making 16th century or 17th century props for them. You know, the cards. I had to make a special set of playing cards. I had to make a crown. And I took it down, showed the theater director, and he said, more jewels, you know, take it home.
oh, they're so
Belgium.
high up royalty.
Yeah.
Mm. I didn't know it was a French one. No.
The next thing you know, I mean, right in the middle of this production, I mean, I made the banners. They were all, my poor family, we had a lovely house, so we had enough room. So I had the banners that I had made for the, for the soldiers to carry. They were all in my dining room. And my
Some
family came to
tapestries.
visit, and they were shocked. I said, well, the play is opening, you know.
That's
days
right.
after Thanksgiving.
You
Next
were
thing you
living
know-
in a creative disarray.
Yeah, but you know what? It opened on the day that Kennedy was shot in 1965.
Ooh.
It opened that day. It was opening. And I wrote to, I mean, we didn't have email then. I called and said, we're going to do, yes, we're still going into production. So anyway.
Oh, there's some interesting things about the Kennedy assassination that we've been finding out lately in the last 2 years.
Yes, that's true. And put that on the table so you can have some munchies.
But that's not what we're here about.
Yeah, well, anyway,
I want to talk about being a puppeteer, and isn't there a friend or two you can show us?
you mean a puppet or two?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And the marionettes that you made, and all the shows that you did. You want to say a little bit about that, and do you want to introduce us to any of your friends here?
Also, I'd like your opinion on something.
Yeah.
See, one of the problems I have a lot with making props and everything for these shows is that it's getting harder and harder to have opportunities to do that because everybody's doing the whole green screen thing now. There's all this computer-generated animation
Yeah.
that is like, oh, I can build this and I can do this, and yet, oh, we can just get a green screen and, we'll just, put it on a computer and it'll just come up. It's like, well, what we do is a dying art, and
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, you may not be in the right place. Because I have a friend named Bob Brown,
mm-hmm.
who was in his 70s. He is still performing. At the same time, I'm in contact with him frequently, almost every day. He lives in Virginia, in Oakton, Virginia. He is making the elephants for the Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh.
And and some other Broadway children's show. That's I know he's working on the Hungry Caterpillar because he just wrote me an email and said I'm having such a hard time with the elephant's backfly because it had to be patched a certain way, and they didn't like the patches he used, so I had to take them off and put other patches on. This is this puppeteer's life. You never make enough money to really, to pay for the time you put in. And I'm sure you have the same thing with the props.
I do,
When you
sadly.
get down, you say, no.
'Cause I do foam stuff,
like
so.
the crown. More jewels, more jewels. I spent about hours, making this beautiful crown. I had to go home and make it over again. But, and the same thing with that Uncle Sam marionette. I don't know if we got a picture of Uncle Sam, but
Well, why don't you show us this one? Who is here?
I was just going to make a point that I made a head. I spent a lot of time on molding the head. This was for a magazine, which I have a copy of it.
Do you want me to bring Uncle Sam in for the?
Oh, she'll let her. She'll do what she needs.
No, but I would need to carry it in. I could if you want.
Yeah. Well, where was I? I mean, what I'm trying to say is I made this for Enterprise magazine. I had to make a prototype.
Oh, very
So
nice.
I went down to their place in Washington, D.C. on E Street and showed them the first head that I had sculpted. And I had already cast it, too. I had already made a plaster cast and everything and then cast it once or twice. And I showed it to them and they said, no, that's not right. We want something that's more like the WPA, the old thing. So I had to throw everything away and start over again.
Oh.
Now, for this commission, and the magazine is up on the wall in the hallway, if you want to go get it's up scotch tape to the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for that commission.
Do you want me to unscotch tape it?
Sure. I was, I think I got paid $500. Just, they said we're going to give you $500.
Okay.
I spend. I mean, we don't get paid by the hour.
No, we get paid by the product.
That's the first prototype they didn't like. It wasn't like they wanted the old Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam wants you. That poster.
The one that was kind of problematic.
Yeah, well, it was before World War.
Oh, look at that. Interesting.
Well,
dancing on hot coals.
It's so wonderful to talk to you, Lonness, because you understand. I mean, after I got the approval for the marionette, then we had to have a photo shoot.
There he is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey there, Pop. Hey there, she's fine. No, the pup's being very protective.
Maybe we're even gonna get Sadie in here.
Oh.
There's no room for Sadie to turn around. Sadie's a big girl, and the tail has gotten into the film.
That's nice. Ooh, that is kind of heavy. I thought this would be a lot, lighter.
Well, now puppeteers are using foam the way you are.
Yeah, this is made out of actual
That's
clay.
plastic wood.
Plastic wood.
And,
Huh. Wow.
let's see.
I didn't think it would be that heavy. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Can I help?
No, I will take care of this and you continue.
So, is there anything that you would like to say or any words of advice to give to people that are having struggles or issues trying to come up with creative ideas or working on their art?
Oh, well, don't get me started, but I will. I'll give you an example.
Please.
I was contacted by the 4-H people in Colorado to do two videotapes, write a booklet on how to make puppets, and make a slideshow showing how to make puppets. And for this, I got. Well, I split it. Well, I had a friend that was a magician who was out of work, Don Keller, and he was a protege of Orson Welles. He was a wonderful, wonderful friend. He and I took this commission on together, and I split it with him. So I think we each got $3,000. And he made the tapes. I have an old VH, copy of Don and of our commercials that we made for 4-H. And then I had a dog puppet named Hector. It's kind of like Sadie, that kind of got in the way. And we did one on cooking and one on bike training and so forth. And so I don't know why I got sort of wound up talking about that.
I got started in a lot of my stuff because I work with a company down in New Orleans that was called Kern Studios. It's a place that makes all the Mardi Gras floats and all the costumes. So we'd work all year long doing this stuff just for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you're in the costume department. It'll be easy. And I'm looking at there. Okay, so there's there's 30-something crew. Each crew has about 30 plus people per float, and each parade has how many outfits I need to make? And we had just a crew of about 50 people with sewing machines. It looked like a overseas sweatshop.
Did you make the dress you're wearing?
No.
Not today.
This is just, I redid it so it...
Yeah. But that was quite a commission. But a thankless job, really,
Yeah, we didn't get paid much.
But
we had to work all year long getting this all together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was always work. But because of that, I learned how to work with foams and everything, and now,
Do you use contact cement?
I use DAP, which is, yes, a type of contact cement.
Yeah. I gave your sister my puppet, the dog puppet that was made out of foam.
Yes.
And I use contact
I
cement.
know, and they made a picture of it with me. Remember? I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Anyways, I don't know if you... Well, actually, you didn't really get to the whole thing of something that you'd like to tell them,
Well, the whole situation for puppeteers has changed dramatically. When I started out, I did little mother and daughter banquets in rural Michigan. And those dear people, every church raised $35 somehow to have me come and do a mother and daughter puppet show.
So cute.
Hand puppets. And I always told, it was always something that involved, children learning how to be more helpful to their mother or something without being moralistic. We have to be very careful. I didn't want to be preachy. So, and I also did a puppet show. I was a puppeteer in Herpelsheimer's department store in their front window for Pip the Mouse for 2 years. And I did, that was such hard work. But anyway, I learned a great deal from that. And then Herpelsheimer's hired me to do an Easter show. And they built me a special set, and they brought it to my house, and I had all the children from the school my children were attending. They walked down the street and came to my house, every class, and saw I had rehearsal with them so that I could rehearse this show in advance. And then they took the set and brought it back to Herpelsheimer's, and I did a whole Easter show of a rabbit family, and they actually dyed eggs right on the stage and took a bath, things like that. We did some some unique little things with hand puppets that are not usually done.
All right.
But as for today, I'd like to just refer to my friend Bob Brown, who is in the Washington, D.C. area. And he makes a living as a puppeteer, and he's over 70 now. But he's been a puppeteer since he was 18. And he was a protege of Bill Baird, a famous puppeteer, and went to India on a goodwill trip with them. And anyway, Bob now is still, that's his livelihood. And he's managing, you know, he's got a historic house in Oakton, Virginia, and he's managing. And he works every day, very, very hard, but he loves it, he loves it. And I know that about some puppeteers that are really puppeteers. They love the art. And I mean, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. They love the art.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to let this go because my battery's about to go out. Or my memory. So,
Here, do you want to?
I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. So, here I am at Catherine's house. And... Hi. And she's invited me over for dinner. And she made a lovely spread.
Stuffed eggplant.
Stuffed eggplant.
And, well, there's a soup that has yams and paprika.
Ooh, that looks good.
And it's got a little bit of spice, but not as much Cajun spice as you probably want.
Oh, it's not about spice. It's about complimenting it.
Oh, well, there is stuffed eggplant. Let's see. A little bit of spaghetti left over. And a little bit of eggplant.
It'll be
sauce.
fine.
Okay.
Anyway, this is going to be my last video of the day. I'm going to be prepping for my trip to Reno around the Wednesday. Today's Monday, so it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday morning. Still don't know the exact time of when my plane whooshes off. So we're going to have footage of that too. Anyways, it's been a day. I'm heading home. Good night and have a good day. Tomorrow. Good morrow? Yeah, good morrow. Tomorrow could be good.